NASCAR is back, baby, and Aric Almirola joining us here, the driver of number 10 car, CBS Sports HQ. So, Aric, NASCAR's first race in 2 months, going to take place without fans at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. How do you feel about getting back on the track for the Cup Series?
Excited, just ready to go back to work, but really just that adrenaline rush. Since I was a little kid, since I was 8 years old, I've been racing. And I've always just enjoyed and loved that adrenaline rush of going fast. And being out of the race car for 2 months, I think that's one of the things I've missed the most is just, going 200 miles an hour in a stock car. So I'm excited to get back to the racetrack. I know it's going to be really different, with the circumstances, but I am looking forward to getting back in and competing and being in my race car.
You talk about being ready for this weekend. Any apprehension, any thoughts about the health stuff going on, obviously getting back and competing?
Yeah, obviously you want to be conscious of that, and we're going to all do our best to follow all the protocols and guidelines that are set in place for us to be safe. That's first and foremost. Is we want to be safe, and but then past that, we want to get back to somewhat of normalcy. We want to go on with our lives, and as competitors, we want to compete. That's what I'm looking forward to, is competing and getting back on the racetrack, and then to top it all off, I think the best part about what we're going to do is we're going to give the fans entertainment, real live sports entertainment. Something everybody has been longing for over these last couple of months. So I'm excited, I'm ready, and we just got to get down there and fire up the engines and go race. So I think that's where most of the apprehension comes from, is typically on a race weekend we get to practice and qualify, and we make many of laps in our race car before the race actually starts. Now we're going to go down to Darlington, South Carolina, and the first laps on the racetrack up to speed are going to be the green flag.
I want to follow up on that because it's sort of a question. I'm curious to kind of see your thoughts on sort of the anticipation of that, right? One-day shows, not a true race weekend. There's also, a lottery system for the starting lineup. I mean, when you finally get there, what are some of the things you think that you're going to have to do with sort of this new checklist?
Well, you just really hope that everything goes perfect, back at the shop. This is really going to come down to preparation and all of the notes that you have leading into the event from past events, and really leaning heavily on that. So you really rely on simulation tools, your team's history and your team notes, and then what you've learned from the beginning of this year. Because we've got notes from last year's race, but we've also made updates and changes and improvements to our race cars since last year as we continue to evolve and make our race cars better. So you just kind of go off of last year's notes and apply what you've learned from the beginning of this year. And for us in particular, the beginning of the year has been a good year. We're 8th in points, and we've had some really consistent top 10 runs. So we were not looking forward to a break already this early in the season. And so hopefully we can pick right back up where we left off.
You're a big family guy. Love the cooking segments on YouTube. But again, this is a little bit different in terms of your race day. Your family, I'm assuming, will not be able to be there. They're going to be watching. How's that supposed to work out? And if you win, what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, if I win, we'll definitely celebrate when I get home. I'll drive home by myself after the race and hurry up home. Maybe I'll get a police escort home so I can get home a little faster to celebrate with the family. But all kidding aside, family is important to me. I love what I do. I love racing, but I don't want it to be just what I do. I want it to be what we do. It's what our family does, and I want them to be a part of it. I don't want them to just see Dad leave the house every weekend to go race and then come back. So it's been something that's been an integral part of my career since I got into the Cup Series. Was when our first child was born. So I love having my family around and at the racetrack, and so that's going to be very different for me. But it'll be nice to come home and see them and hopefully bring a trophy home.
Aric Almirola joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. Hey, certainly appreciate it, man. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And if you tune in, make sure you cheer for that number 10 Smithfield card. We got Good Food Challenge on the quarter panels, and everybody that hashtags Good Food Challenge on social media is going to help Smithfield donate 40 million meals to Feeding America. So make sure you tune in.
Love it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.